It's Friday, my dudes.
Allegedly.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Wake up, it's a brand new day.
Good morning, good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. Good morning. I'm here.
Wake up.
Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard,
This is Michael Tyson. You probably know me better as Iron Mike, but I don't go by Iron Mike no more because I used to be a monster. I'm a different person now. I'm all about happiness. But what is happiness? I'll tell you what happiness is. Every time I listen to my favorite show, Iron Realm Media. It's a truther show on YouTube.
TGIF. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX, where we made it through another week and made it to another show. We were waiting on Walter. He's en route, according to Zack. I missed the text. But he says Walt's on his way, so I'm going to take his word for it. How you doing, Zack?
Like 50-something degrees. Don't think it's going to get much warmer today. Said it was cooling off the next couple. We got that storm rolling in tomorrow. Supposed to be raining all day.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not going to be shooting tomorrow.
Not even going to go to an indoor range, huh?
Yeah, those 50-yard ranges are nothing.
And expensive.
Yeah. That's like $20. Which ain't horrible, but free is a lot better. I do like the whole free idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, shooting 50 yards with a rifle with a scope. I mean, I could get some 38 special rounds, I guess, and do some up close tap and take the scope off. It just sucks though, because with my my rail system I put on there, I can't see my sights over the rail, even if I take the scope off. It still blocks my sights.
That sucks.
And I just Loctited the thing. So I ain't taking those out. Yeah, the first time I took it shooting, I put like 70 rounds through it, and the screws came real loose by the end. Like, okay, we're going to have to fix this.
So, you've heard about that White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting, yeah?
Yeah.
The goofball runs in. He's armed with a shotgun, a pistol, and some knives. And he runs in there. And I guess he shot a cop or a Secret Service agent or somebody.
Really? See, I didn't hear any of that. I haven't really been...
Well, he shot him right in the bulletproof vest.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't really... hurt him.
No, he took a round and he was fine. The vest stopped him. Stopped the bullet. Except yesterday I found out that's not quite right. That the vest didn't really stop the bullet. Because despite the fact that the victim, the guy that got shot, is okay and unharmed, the shooter didn't run in and shoot him with his pistol. He shot him with a shotgun.
And he's unharmed?
Unharmed. Shot him in the vest with a shotgun. Was it a slug? Because I don't think old boy would be just fine after getting hit in the chest with a slug from a shotgun at close range. And
No,
if it wasn't
not
a slug,
even
then
buckshot.
what the fuck?
I mean, buckshot's still going to hurt. It's going to...
Yeah.
And are you taking birdshot to go try to kill people?
How is that thing choked so that every single one of those shot pellets hits him in the vest?
Yeah, no.
Shouldn't it spread a bit?
Buckshot. Dude, that would destroy your chest.
Yeah. Your shoulders, your arms, your face. Something.
But a buckshot? Or yeah, he said it was buckshot.
Bill says point blank shot don't spread. That's true. But point blank shotgun to the chest probably ain't going to come out okay either. It might stop it, but you ain't coming out okay.
Something was going to break in there.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine you're not breaking
morning,
a rib.
gentlemen.
Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew B.
Good to hear you sober.
Hello.
Well, hi, Andrew. And
You
hi,
hear me
everybody
sober.
else.
Wow. Thank you.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, Walter?
Good. Sorry I was late, everybody.
Yeah, well, that's going down on your time card, so HR is going
I
to have
knew,
to be notified.
Right. I knew I'd be doing push-ups. It's all good.
No, it's HR. No, this is going directly into accounting, and yeah, that's gonna be an impact on your paycheck.
That's another demerit for Walter.
Okay, so
And I had so many gold stars. So.
there are different types of shotgun rounds people can fire. One of them, like the least lethal, is basically rock salt. And that's used for... I didn't know this actually existed until some people were, like my classmates in high school, were trespassing across someone's property, and the guy would come out with a shotgun and start shooting rounds of rock salt at them. And it would hurt quite a bit, but it was non-lethal. Basically saying, get the fuck off my property. Then after that, as far as I know, there is bird shot, which is used for pheasants and birds.
Which is based on the size of the pellet, the amount of like little
It's
BBs
basically
in there.
BBs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're BBs.
Lead BBs, though, not copper.
Yeah, I've had steel ones, though, for hunting.
Yeah, steel, you can get steel too.
And then after that, we have buckshot. And there's a limited amount of buckshot. I think
bigger
I forget how many
BBs.
it is. It's like 10 or 11 rounds, or
It
basically
depends. Some are like 5. Some have real big ones. A lot bigger bearings.
That's the aught. When you get to the size of the BBs, single aught, double aught.
So, and that's used for buck shot for a reason, for shooting large animals for hunting. And then there's something that's used by the military, SWAT teams, and police, and that is your slug round, which can blast straight through a deadbolt.
I have some hollow point slugs.
Well, I'm not going to get into every single thing, but
yeah, they're called spear. Oh, they're awesome.
That one I'd be really interested in seeing. I will not confirm nor deny if I've ever shot anything with a trigger on it, nor will I confirm nor deny if I own anything with a trigger. But when it comes to the story of this, someone busted in through the security, and they did this and got away with it.
So I was late to the show. Where was all this?
The White House Correspondents' Dinner.
So this is all still that. Okay, I was making sure something new hadn't occurred that I didn't pay attention to.
Nope, just the old one you didn't pay attention to.
All the famous people are.
This is the other one I didn't pay attention. I just make sure which one I ignore, and I want to be on top of things. You got to be informed.
Yeah. Damn it, Walter. You know what? That's going to go down as another check mark.
Okay, well, I don't shoot much in the range of shotguns. Haven't shot one in probably a long time. Long time. It's not fun, usually. It's definitely one that's handy and quick to grab. I ain't gonna say that in a situation. Anyway, who knows? I don't know. What? Prank caller. Anyway, let's just say that.
Prank caller.
Yeah, prank caller. Anyway, but like you were saying about him being so up close and maybe that helped. Wouldn't that hurt? Wouldn't that just concentrate the fucking impact and make it out just like a joke?
Yeah, the amount of gunpowder. You guys have ever seen the amount of gunpowder that's actually in a shotgun round? It's quite a bit. Significantly more than what's going to be in, let's say, a 22.
There's a difference between rifle gunpowder and handgun gunpowder.
Oh, triple F versus is it 1A? I think it's called.
Well, one burns instantly. The handgun gunpowder it all ignites all at the same time. Once it starts, it's just, and then the rifle round, it burns a little bit slower. It burns from one end down to the other instead of all just igniting at once. Because of that, it takes a little bit more time for that bullet to come out of the rifle round.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. I just learned this. Now you can shoot, they do make rifle rounds with handgun ammo. But what happens is you get a huge flame at the end of your barrel when you shoot. Each round puts out it looks like fire coming out the end of the gun, about 4 feet.
Well, it is fire.
Flash. Yeah, it is fire.
And here's one more question I have, just real quick. You were saying as I came in about not sure if it was an officer or a Secret Service guy. Wouldn't that be 2 different levels of body armor? Much lighter on the Secret Service, I would assume, so they can look cool.
You'd probably have to ask one of them, because some of them have.
I'll have to look that one up, because I just don't. Think about what you see the paramilitary police officers wearing versus the style of being a SS agent.
I think it's a matter of budget.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of super high tech, make me a John Wick suit type thing.
Kind of, yeah. Like Andrew was saying, cops wear plate carriers, not necessarily like a bulletproof vest per se, but like a vest that you can put big metal plates or ceramic plates, whatever plate that you think is going to stop a bullet, whatever it's rated at, and you can slide those in, swap them out if they get damaged. Whereas like a Secret Service bulletproof vest is going to be like the Kevlar thing that's fitted underneath that makes it a little more difficult to see through the clothing.
Yeah, and as far as I know, what I was given and issued when I was in the military were the Kevlar, which were about a little more, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch thick.
Probably a little
And-
more. Like,
Yeah, it's
like that
something-
collar.
and
I
they're
think
fucking
that collar
heavy.
was thicker.
Right, and then one in the front, one in the back. And then from there, they were supposed to be able to stop. Don't quote me on this. I might be a little bit off on this. It's been over 20 years. They were supposed to be able to stop a 7.62 round at 100 yards. But you get real close. All of a sudden, the kinetic energy and measured in joules will penetrate through that.
So yeah, apparently they do both wear the NIJ level 3A level
Something
of
like that.
whatever. Yeah, I had to look it up so I would know.
But what's
Key
being said,
differences are operationally, like tactically being more mobile or not, or blah blah blah. It's a lot. I'm not going to read it off.
what's being said to the public is that some crazy person or whatever got through all that security and with loaded weapons and was able to shoot a Secret Service agent right there. Because that's what you aim for center of mass. That's what they train you to do. Because if you're not aiming for center of mass, the odds of missing are significantly higher. So, at close range with a shotgun, there would probably, because of the spread of, did they even say, was it buckshot? Was it birdshot? Was it?
Nope, I just heard it was a shotgun, which was enough to just throw my brain into fucking tailspin trying to figure out how that works.
Where'd you hear this? Was this your uncle's cousin's grandma's niece thing? Or you saw it on like a post? Or
I forget exactly where.
I just wondered.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where it was.
No, it was that plus my niece's uncle's niece. So it's trustworthy at that point. Relax, Walter. It's trustworthy. Come on. We heard it. And the amount of force that would be exerted out of a shotgun like that is like an equal and opposite reaction. I'm not sure if anyone's ever fired a shotgun before. But if you're not prepared for that, it can be quite painful on your shoulder. Especially
Yeah, 2 3/4 ain't too bad. Once you get into the 1 ounce Supermax slugs, the 3-inchers, those don't. I don't like shooting those.
Well,
Those
I'm
aren't
saying
fun.
if you're doing it for qualification rounds in the military,
Oh,
where you
yeah.
have to shoot, many rounds. And what
Yeah,
we had to
that'll-
do
that'll hurt your
was shoot it
shoulder.
left-handed and right-handed. That's where things got really tricky.
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
painful.
hard to shoot left-handed.
Yeah, me too. I mean, but it's a shotgun.
I don't
They
think
don't make
I've
you do that.
ever done it.
Try it out.
I'm good.
So yeah, anyways, this White House Correspondents' Dinner is not going to be something a lot of people are going to take very serious. But it doesn't really matter because some people already take it serious and they believe it because it was on Fox and CNN and MSNBC and ABC and whatever the fuck else there is. And apparently, from what I heard on this, is yes, they evacuated everything for a slight little bit and then continued serving dinner afterward. It's okay. That's fine. Now, if I'm wrong about that, I'll be wrong. But that's what I heard.
Yeah, did you see what they did to Schumer after this? Or no, Comey, James Comey, the old director of the FBI.
Is he in prison yet?
Because he put 8645 in seashells, which pretty like what is 86 kill or shoot
or end
something like
or
that.
stop.
Yeah.
All sorts of things. Or it's
And
the
then
what's the number
45,
right
the
after
president.
86, before 88?
Yeah, 87.
Well, the other thing that I thought was very weird, I'm not aware of the James Comey thing, but Caroline, what's her name? The Jewish bitch? Caroline Levitt? On camera saying there's going to be shots fired tonight. What? But then it happened? What is going on?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. If you go to a Rodney Dangerfield roast, you might hear somebody say, "Oh, shots are going to be fired tonight." When people start trading insults, well, see, in 2026, when people trade insults, the insults are often called shots. So, like, somebody gives you, "Oh, shots fired," somebody just drops some insults. So when somebody says, "Oh, some shots are going to be fired tonight," what they really mean is, "Oh, we're going to be roasting some people tonight."
Yeah, shots across the bow. I get that. But can you find any other incidents as to where that was said, where shots were not fired?
Probably most. I wouldn't say all. I wouldn't say that's going to be the only one where someone said shots will be fired and shots were fired. But I would say most of the time that people say shots were going to be fired and shots were not fired. That's like people freaking out over Hillary Clinton's use of the term the glass ceiling. Oh, fuck, she said glass ceiling. She must mean the earth is flat. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Glass ceiling, that's in economics and, the business.
It's a clear limitation.
Ethics.
You are limited and you can see what your limitations, where you will be limited. You can only go so far.
Yes. But it doesn't mean that if Hillary Clinton says that before some sort of situation, that there's going to be a literal glass ceiling above her.
If that was happening in like a glass house, I could see it. Like if it were, then it would be like, oh my God, she said glass ceiling, and there was the literal glass ceiling.
Yeah, don't throw stones in a glass house.
Unless you're Christ.
No.
Then you should throw stones at sinners. That's what he says. He says he gets to throw rocks at people who sin. It's in the Bible. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Now, can we think of anybody in the Bible, a single human who was born without sin? And was he there at the time this was being said? Sounds to me like he was condoning that person be the one to throw the stone. Only he can do it. Only he, the one without sin, should throw the first one.
Yeah, there's something about that as well, right? He who cast the first stone
shouldn't live in a glass house with a glass ceiling. Because shots will be fired.
Did you guys see?
Go ahead.
Did you see Candace going off on the founding of NASA?
I did.
Did indeed.
No, when was that?
Just last week before. I think it was last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, maybe.
Yeah, I just saw it this week. And I was like, whoa, she's okay. I think she's still kind of looking into flat Earth.
Yeah, I'll look it up. The only problem I have with Candace Owens is not the fact that she was removed from, what's it called? The Daily something? Daily Wire. Okay. I don't give a shit about that. Or that she's a black woman that everyone says, oh yeah, she's super attractive, blah, blah, blah. Me, and not really. I don't care. It's the fact that I'm looking at it and there's camera cuts, like every 3 or 4 seconds, just changing position. I'm like, that's where I just got like, all right, I'm done. But
yeah, she's definitely in the club. I mean, come on. She worked for the Daily Wire.
She's the most vile person in the world.
Whoa. That was...
Did you not see Trump's post?
No. I don't...
Called her Time Magazine's most vile person on earth. Said Brigitte Macron was like hands down far prettier than Candace Owens is.
Who the fuck is that?
If you go to France,
so he wouldn't grab her. Never mind.
Brigitte something?
Macron.
All right.
Look up.
Oh, wait a second. No, please don't
grab
tell
her
me
in the crown.
That's the
wife.
Yeah.
Of the French president.
All right, yeah, the man that claims to be a woman is like the man known as Brenda, kind of thing. All right.
Well, only if you believe Candace.
I don't. You
and the other French reporter that broke the story a few years ago.
Look at Barbara Bush. Is that a man or a woman?
That's a dude.
Yeah, it's a dude. Yeah. Pretty. I don't care how long you grow out your hair, fake implants, or how you might want to change your voice a little bit. No, it's a fucking dude.
So here's the thing for me about a lot of this is, even though I know there's a rampant amount of fucking our heads over with shit like that goes on, don't you all also have that great grandma that you didn't want to go kiss because her fucking beard was thicker than your dad's, or that aunt that again had the mustache and everybody just made fun about it because she wouldn't bleach it or whatever? Nope. Well, I know I have those people in my family personally, so that's why I'm going, like, people's bodies change as menopause happens, and the chemicals that kept some of that femininity going go away. And they definitely...
These people also probably have pictures of themselves as children, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just because...
Like dressed in a little dress or something like that. Yeah, this person does.
They're fucking our heads over left and right, and she definitely is Crowley related. Got that. But I still think that is a possibility, that people as they age, I've seen it happen to people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They definitely get manly.
I mean, this isn't,
or vice versa. That
this isn't something that just started.
Quiet,
he's super wealthy.
Over.
I mean, look at Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, he was married to a woman, but he slept with a dude. I mean, it's been going on for a long time. This whole. It's almost like it's almost required to...
Oh, I'm sure it's part of the deal. I get that.
It's all different families, and hey, we didn't have a little girl, we only had a little boy, so you're going to be this guy's wife when you grow up.
Well, like that meme that went around with Whatchamadoodle's wife supposedly being... I just had his name.
Did you just say Whatchamadoodle?
Yeah, Whatchamadoodle. Dude is the actor that Kevin Kline? No. Kline.
Spacey,
yeah.
Kevin
something?
No,
Kevin Kline. Ain't that who it is?
Kevin James.
No, y'all so suck. Y'all just so suck.
We're trying to help you out, man.
Y'all aren't helping me in any way. Yeah, Kevin Kline. And the wife of whoever it is supposedly that's who that is. Well, there's actually pictures of Kevin Kline currently, and he doesn't look anything like her. That old picture of him did, but his current pictures don't look anything like her. What was her fucking name? Was it one of the... help me here in chat. The meme went around where the wife was right next to this picture of Kevin Kline. Oh, God.
That was...
Kevin Kline. Do y'all know Kevin Kline?
That was Bill Gates' wife.
Bill Gates. There you go. That's who it was. So yeah, you see, this is the current images of Mr. Klein, and that doesn't look anything like that chick. These old pictures when he was younger and had a different facial structure because gravity or buoyancy or whatever pulls his face down has changed his features, and he no longer looks like that picture they used next to her, which was an older picture from probably the Dave era when he played the president. What? It all comes together.
Bruce Jenner can get surgeries all day long. Doesn't make him a woman. It's still a man in disguise. It's like taking a horse and then painting stripes on it. It doesn't mean it's a zebra. It's still a horse. People can pretend and be delusional all day long as far as they want. But it doesn't mean the rest of society should be required to accept the delusion of other people's, the fiction in their head. I got a question for you guys.
Shoot.
All right. In most cases, I wouldn't give a shit. But if someone wants to dox me, which I already doxed myself, I don't really give a shit about that. Sort of like Mark Sargent. You know, he doxes himself as well. I don't really care. I've never called Mark Sargent. I've texted him a couple times and sent him several emails. But if I were to be online, and this is, by the way, a literal factual thing that's going to become a legal situation. Someone from the UK actually finds out where I work, my supervisor's name, and the director of HR. This is a .edu, it's a government address. And then sends out a mass email to multiple people and does a YouTube channel video about it. Well, it's going to become legal. How would you guys respond to that if that happened? Because that did happen to me. I've actual physical, digital evidence of it. Should I just let it go? Oh, and by the way, it was in the attempt of trying to get me fired because he doesn't think I'm an electrician. That's it. The only evidence whatsoever.
He doesn't believe that you're an electrician?
Yeah, that's it. And I said,
well, that's kind of silly.
Well, then,
yeah, so I will put a blindfold
at
on my
a college
face.
level.
And why would he send it to the people at the college if he didn't think you worked there?
No, how did he find out where? The actual .edu website. I don't even know where to find that.
I'm sure it's findable, though. I mean,
I tried myself. I couldn't figure it out without being known ahead of time. I know the addresses because they were given to me. But aside from that, nah, that's a felony.
I don't think it is.
I looked it up. It's a felony to dox federal email addresses.
Okay, define dox
on the internet.
Is that what he did? Was he gave them out?
Oh yeah, big time.
Well, I don't think you've got a case.
Then I don't have a case. No.
Nope. Well, think of how many people get doxxed every year.
No,
like Nick Shirley got doxxed. Why not charge the people that doxed Nick Shirley?
Yeah, that's not illegal. This is
It's illegal to dox people. You can't just go out giving people's name and address, where they live, and how to find them.
Well, I've looked this up, and I mostly disagree with you.
So you're saying it's perfectly legal to give out people's address, but it's completely illegal to give out somebody else's email.
Yeah, right, and this email is a .edu because I'm a college instructor. That, or a .mil, .gov, something like that. Those are government email addresses.
But it's still okay to give out government email address.
Not without permission. All right.
So you're saying
That's
if my son's teacher sent me an email, I could not forward that to my wife because that would be doxing her?
It's not doxing.
It's not doxing. Giving out someone else's email address, even if it's a .edu, is not doxing? Agreed.
Okay. What if someone does it with malicious intent? Meaning, they're trying to get me fired because they don't think I'm an electrician, even though I challenged him.
Oh, the best argument?
I will put a blindfold on my face, my hands on my head, and all I have is my mouth and my ears, well, and my nose to breathe through, obviously. And then he can ask me electrical questions, even though if people don't think I'm not an electrician, that's kind of weird. But
I would say you'd have to be able to prove intent, and proving intent is very hard, especially if the argument's going to just be, well, it wasn't malicious. It was for the public good.
Contacting me individually over the course of about 2 weeks, making malicious types of statements personally, privately, and then somehow finding out where I work, and then contacting my supervisor and the head of HR. And then for some weird reason, putting me in the email? Like, if he didn't add me into the email, I would have no idea about it. So not only is he stupid, but what he did is, I've been looking into this, and a lot of other people have as well. And there's the international internet crime, something or other. Yeah, where people do it. Yeah, it's not just a felony. I think it goes a little bit beyond a felony, where it's just arrestable pretty much immediately, as long as there is viable evidence to support it. So, I mean, I don't really care. I'm Andrew Baker. I live in San Jose, California. Cool. No big deal, right? I don't give a shit. He took it a step. Actually, he took like 3 steps further. And I called up one of my friends who's a sheriff's deputy. And he said he's going to talk to his supervisor about it and move forward with finding this out, how to do it. And he said, yeah, this is illegal. You can't do that. Doesn't matter what country you're in. So, just saying, that is something that's going to be happening with me pretty soon. I really wish I didn't have to bring this kind of shit up, because all I was talking about was electrical stuff. That was it. And it turned into an international crime situation. Believe this shit. How fucking crazy some people are. Oh, I don't believe you're an electrician. I'm like, and they never provides any evidence. And then it turns into this. All right. Anyways.
Well, I mean, you did have some kind of credentials, I would assume, or one wouldn't have hired you at the university level. I'm just assuming here. I don't know these days what kind of checks and balances they have.
Yeah. Well, he obviously figured out that I work at a certain location that has a .edu.
Well, yeah, you're at a university. I could find your edu. I mean,
no, you can't.
I bet you could. I bet you it's probably not that fucking hard. I bet you it's going to be your name at the beginning.
Dot whatever.
at .edu. Probably not that far from it.
Nope.
No, I just tried, dude. There
Nipple.boy.edu.
There are a lot of Andrew Bakers at collegiate level teaching all kinds of stuff. I didn't know it was such a common name, but yeah, I tried to. And
now narrow it down to Northern California to a community college. I think you're going to have a lot fewer
I don't work at a
results.
community college. Fuck you. No. Sorry. Community
All right, it's
colleges
the
are
technical
worthless.
college. You're right. Look up technical college.
There you go. That's better. I used to work at a university at a low level, but now I don't like that anymore. I like trade schools more. So, gentlemen, I do have some very bad information to share with you.
Hey, I just found it. That's crazy.
You just found what?
If you're on LinkedIn, I found you. An electrical instructor at, and I'm not going to say where it's at.
IBT, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then I'll just have to delete that shit. How old is that?
Fucking LinkedIn. I bet you've got a strong case against
You're
LinkedIn.
doxxed if you have a fucking phone, you're doxxed. I mean, that's what
I don't give a shit. I'll tell people where I work.
Well, you're going to have, that's
And then
going to
there's,
make it
like-
a pretty weak case.
And even in Northern California, there's an Andrew Baker who teaches law at UC Berkeley. There's Colonel Andrew Baker.
That's me. Yeah,
There's
I'm
a
an 06.
UC Santa Barbara Andrew Baker.
That's me too.
Andrew Baker, Granada Hills, Huntington Digital
That's
Library.
all partially me.
I think you've got to
changed identities.
screw whoever it is that sent the email. You could probably get a much bigger payout from LinkedIn.
Oh well, what happened?
Like, shouldn't they have
sent it-
blacked out? Shouldn't they have redacted that .edu email address? Otherwise, they're just
I
doxing
don't
you,
know.
aren't they? Aren't they just giving out?
Well, I have his Gmail account, and
But isn't
other things
LinkedIn
as
just
well.
giving out your .edu address?
Yes, I'm really surprised.
Well, didn't.
But now I'm going to go on to LinkedIn, and
I guess my point is, if you're sharing the
Steve,
information, it's not necessarily a crime for people to find it and reshare it.
Dan MC says it was Colonel Muster with the candlestick in the library.
no, it wasn't me.
I just watched Clue like 3 days ago.
It's a great movie.
There are lots of clues pass through my brain almost
Does
on a
anybody
daily
out there
basis.
remember the very last line in Clue? It's
No, I don't.
classic. No? Anybody in chat remember the very last line of Clue without looking it up?
It's been like 20 years since I've seen that.
The FBI agent looks at him and he's like, now I'm going to go home and have sex with my wife.
I think that's been used in a couple of different movies. All right, so I do. So that little piece of information I was trying to share with you guys is just how fucking crazy some of these atheist Globers are, and the extent they will go to. Even though I told him I'm going to publicly humiliate and just embarrass him. And because everything he's saying is absolutely incorrect. I am an electrician. And I'm a teacher. They go, oh, you're not a teacher?
No, you're
Why
not.
the fuck did you find out where I worked at? The fucking time. Anyways, here's the bad information. I'm really, really sorry to share this with you guys, all right? This is very, very sad. All right. Artemis 3 has been pushed to late 2027. Can NASA still land astronauts on the moon in 2028? So, I know, it's just... I need to get a tissue for this one. All right. Oh, my God. Artemis 2 enchanted the world in the beginning of April when its crew of 4 astronauts flew a 10-day mission around the moon. I thought it was 8.5 days, whatever. 10-day mission around the moon and back to Earth. It was the first human space flight of the agency's Artemis program. Bullshit. That's not true. And the first moon mission in more than half a century. Does anyone have like a fart feeling coming out of their nose right now? Like just like you smell of bullshit kind of thing? To add to the excitement, in the weeks leading up to the mission, NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman announced a dramatic reconstructing of the Artemis program. Thank God. Wow. Sure glad he figured out how orbital dynamics with planar vectors and things like that work, which I've shown, and Glovers have even said, yeah, okay, this is bullshit. And I trust me, I've shown this. I'll show it again if you guys want. But anyways, he highlighted a host of mission objectives and ambitious infrastructure plans to establish a permanent human base on the surface of the moon in the coming decade. Part of that vision includes increasing how often NASA launches Artemis space launch system rockets with the goal of shortening the gap between. Sorry, I'm tearing up. Oh my God. Shortening the gap between missions from a few years to about 10 months. There was a 3.5-year gap between Artemis 1 and Artemis 2, which contradicts the previous thing they were saying in this thing on space. I just call it spacecomedy.com. Artemis 3 also got a complete redesign from the program's first lunar landing mission to an Earth orbit rendezvous and docking. Only demonstration between Orion and the program's private development to develop lunar landers. Now, it seems those landers may have a hard time hitting NASA's 10-month cadence target. And I think that's pretty much the entire thing without going into just a bunch of nonsense other stuff. But congratulations to everyone that believes this. Your tax money has just paid for some of this. I want my money back. I don't care if they say it's a nickel per day per person. I want my nickel back. You guys get the joke?
Yeah, it's your favorite band.
Your
No,
band.
come on. I made that up. All right.
At least you didn't sing it. I want my nickel back, nickel back, nickel back.
I have not done that. But here's my challenge to everyone as well. For everyone that's a Glober, where the fuck did the water come from? The ocean. Sorry if I'm being a little loud and vulgar and that kind of thing. So a bunch of
meteors hitting the Earth.
Yeah, and they all had water on them, right? Like
Yeah,
like more water than anything else. I mean, and a lot of them. And all the water that was at sub-zero temperatures, basically ice crystals, somehow collided and created the core of the Earth, which is molten, and that created us. So I know there's probably not very many. It doesn't even matter if you're a Glober or not. This is stupid. It defies common sense. So something that can't happen did happen, and something that can't happen and also happened simultaneously? Huh. Let me just go ahead and examine that for a second and say, reevaluate.
Yeah, it smells like some bullshit. It looks chilly out.
I am actually
cold.
We'll be back in the 50s for sure this weekend.
Lucky. California is one of those places where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're still in winter. Don't every single winter this happened in March. It gets into the 90s and the hundreds for at least 1 week in winter, and then it cools back down. It's always about the same time. I've been asking people about this; they don't know. I don't know. It's just like this is how it works. That's not really an answer. Thanks for participating.
Do you remember
winter
off the top of your head, Andrew, what crime it was?
Which crime?
Sharing a .edu email address.
If it's detrimental and there's if there is someone that's involved where it is harmful to someone, then it can be considered a crime. But
which crime? That's what I'm asking.
I would have to go back. I think I may have closed the website on the channel, but I was asking people about this earlier.
Like I'm seeing here that there's no specific federal law in the U.S. that makes it a criminal offense to share an email address, assuming it's not part of a larger fraud scheme. And if a shared .edu email is used to gain unauthorized access to computer systems, like breaking the Computer Fraud or Abuse Act, or to commit fraud, e.g. fraudulent identity misrepresentation for discounts, it can become a criminal matter. And the Federal Education Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA, protects student records, but the disclosure of an email address is not generally considered a violation. In the classroom of context, is not generally considered a violation.
How did you get my information?
Look at California law, though. Remember, California is different. So it says doxing can be illegal in California if it involves harassment, stalking, or inciting fear, particularly under Penal Code 653.2 PC.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to apply internationally.
All right. So I have been looking this up, and I'm going to be at least calling the non-emergency line for our police department. And I've already talked to my buddy.
Isn't this international, though? I thought this was an international incident.
Well,
Shouldn't you call the feds?
Just file
call the FBI. I'd call the FBI.
I don't know.
And record the call, please.
I used to, but he retired.
Please record the call. Record the call to the FBI. Hell, you know what? Even if it's to your local police station, I want to hear it. I'd be real curious to hear what their response is.
Federal anti-doxing statutes as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think doxing is one of those weird things that creeps do, such as if I had a famous, a very popular, let's just say Britney Spears, as an example. Let's say, I was obsessed with Britney Spears. And all of a sudden I found out what her social is, her bank account numbers, and her address, her cars, and all that, and then start putting that on the internet. That would be doxing. Now, that's an extreme form, but either way, that would still be doxing. I'm not a Britney Spears fanatic by any stretch of the imagination, but apparently some guy in England who claims to be a satellite engineer is trying to dox me because he doesn't think I'm an electrician. Even though I told him I'll put my hands on my head with a blindfold on. And he refused to allow me, and I said I'll do it live stream on your channel. So when it comes to...
So is this a flat earth related fight that got out of hand? I mean, what?
No. It was just me saying that people were asking me about Ohm's law, which is a pretty basic thing. It's not. It's like week 1 or 2 of
this basic high school electronics, right? You can learn Ohm's law,
basic shit
in high school, right?
And I explained it. He said I was wrong, even though I can recite this backwards with a blindfold on. And then now it came to the situation where he's trying to dox me and actually contact my school and my employer. So, and my employers they both laughed at it. Pauline and Harry, both my supervisor and director of education, director of human resources. They're like, "Are you serious? Someone's actually doing this to you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Yeah, we're not going to respond." Like, all right, I don't care. Yeah, it's going to be a go nowhere kind of situation. But I am not that generous. I'm not putting this down. Sort of like, I'm not a vengeful person.
Okay, but for real, rather than the police department, I would say an attorney. Just to see if there's anything
R
there.
over E? Is that it?
What? Which one?
I don't know. I'm just reading in chat.
There's 12 of them.
I over R over E. That's what
I
David's
over
attempt
R
was.
equals E.
Over E. I over R over E.
If someone
I
says
don't know.
that,
I'm not a mathematician. I just saw what.
it's not a
what David
mathematician.
put.
No, it's just that would be correct. But yes, that's one of the 12.
You get a cookie, David, in chat.
People want cookies? Let me know. I will send you cookies somehow. They might have psilocybin in them, but
Good to see you, Fletch. Very early or very late, I guess. One of the two.
So, anyways, into the very bad news. I'm sorry, guys, but Artemis 3, it's not going to be happening until at least 2028. So,
well, are you fucking with me?
I'm reading this off of the most reliable website in the world, which is space.com.
Did you have a stroke? You may have had a stroke.
I think you're thinking of two, Walt, that just happened.
Oh,
he's
did I just
referencing
read
3.
the headline about like 10 minutes ago exactly. Now am I?
No, it says Artemis 2.
Because I do that sometimes.
Artemis 2 enchanted the world in the beginning of April when its crew of 4 astronauts flew a 10-day mission. It says Artemis 2. Okay, Artemis 1 was a story that was written in a book a while back. I think 50 years ago. So I don't even know where the term Artemis comes from.
Well, where is Artemis 3 going to be? Where's it going?
Goddess.
I think they're gonna. That's the promise they're trying to make as to actually developing something on the moon.
Oh, so you mean Artemis 3 is going to the moon? I hope you don't just dox the astronauts.
I think that's what they're trying to say.
Well, now the world's going to know exactly where they're going to be.
The hunt, wilderness, wild animals, the moon, and chastity.
Either way, for legality's sakes, I completely trust NASA. Everything they're doing, everything they do is actually top secret, and we need to believe them more than we believe that we have moving body parts. So we have to understand. I guess not everyone has moving body parts, but
I, for one, look forward to next summer when we get to read all the stories about how they have to push back Artemis 3 to 2028. We can't do it at the end of this year. We're going to have to do it sometime middle of next.
It's just when you read this stuff, and then you're like,
what are those new betting sites? I would absolutely put money that they don't even go in 2027.
What is the one, like one of the most common ones?
I looked into the last one and I couldn't find a real one anywhere. All I could find was some kind of weird fake money
or something.
No, I looked. Trust me, I did. I looked hard.
Coinbase, you can do it on Coinbase. I just don't know if they've got this particular one. I forget what they call them. I could look it up, see what it is they call it. It's not like futures or straight
Here's
up
the problem,
betting.
If you put, I would be happy to put $1,000 easily onto one of these bets, and all of a sudden NASA fakes it just well enough to the point where you'd lose the bet, even though you know it didn't happen, wasn't real. Like, at what point? So I lose $1,000. Someone or my 1,000 gets somehow distributed amongst all the other people that were betting against me. What level of evidence is actually required to prove that NASA is doing what they're saying they're doing? It's getting more difficult.
They did this.
Say again?
It's just that NASA said they did it. That's their proof. Who can say no, that didn't happen?
There's reflectors on the moon.
You're out there in the ocean tracking the thing with a camera and watch it crash down into the ocean, then you might have a case.
As far as I know, every single time I've seen anything heat up to an extraordinarily high temperature, all of a sudden it comes to a very low temperature. It creates this weird phenomena called steam, which is evaporation. And that didn't happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a retard. But anyway. Yeah.
I'm just allowing space for everybody to put in their arguments. No, Andrew, you're not retarded.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Some people need to live in a fantasy world. And ironically, what year was it? I had just gotten out of the military. So 2006 to 2008, something like that. And this new Harry Potter book was coming out. I forgot which one it was. And I was at
Deathly
this
Hallows.
bar. What? Deathly Hallows?
Deathly Hallows. I'm almost sure.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never read a Harry Potter book.
Andrew, I got to tell you, I'm not even sure that's the name of a Harry Potter book in the series.
Okay.
Maybe. It might be, but I'm not positive.
Hey, if you're guessing, you're probably guessing better than me. So I will, digital fist bump you. All right?
All right.
So there was this bar that everyone from my high school, we would always go over there. Everyone, after they turned 21, it was like the high school bar that people would go to until they realized that going to bars is kind of stupid. Anyways, my buddy Peter, he was on my wrestling team and football team and shit like that. And he's like, I gotta head out pretty soon. I was like, why? It's only like 11 o'clock. He's like, oh, because Barnes and Noble, they have the new Harry Potter book is coming out. What the? You're leaving a bar, hanging out with a whole bunch of your friends, and you want to go and buy a Harry Potter book in advance. And he literally did that. So, some people, there's a reason I'm saying this. Some people just need that, the interference in their life. They need
reading a book. What are you talking about? The fact that people were still actually picking up physical books and reading them as late as the early 2000s or the late 90s or whenever the fuck all that was happening. Probably early 2000s if it was Harry Potter books. Yeah, the fact that people still were holding physical books with printed words on them in their hands at that point was pretty astounding for me.
Well, no, it's not necessarily that. It's the fact that some people just want and require the fantasy. Hence the reason that NASA is still being approved. It's the biggest fantasy thing that there is currently. As far as I know, unless there's something else. And that's where NASA gets the win. They figured out how to trick stupid people.
I think they figured out how to trick smart people, too.
Valid.
The power of the magic spell.
So there is one guy I was going to ask to, maybe he's available. He's different. He is very new into flat Earth and...
Oh shit, I thought you were coming out.
What the fuck?
Fuck with me.
Okay. No. I'm the opposite of gay.
They call that straight.
Yeah, but I'm
or where you're from, they call that cisgendered. No, what do they call it? It's not normative. It's, I don't know. They've got a word for it though. You don't have to call it the opposite of gay.
There's a word.
You don't got to just reference everything from the gay point of view.
I'm opposed to it.
You're either gay or not gay. Whatever that word is for not gay. That's what I am.
I mean, you can probably use 15 different examples as to describe it, but either way. Anyways, this guy, pretty intelligent dude I've spoken with a few times, and he's kind of new into flat Earth, and he's listening to what people talk about, and he just sent me a DM. I have no idea what it even is. Oh, yeah, okay. He said, "Hi, Andrew. I figured out the cross-sectional Earth mechanism." I don't... Oh, we were going into, okay. Yeah, but anyways, at some point, maybe I'll invite him on to somewhere. He's really smart, but he fully admits that he's autistic and has ADHD, and he's also slightly bipolar. But when you talk to him, you wouldn't know that unless he said it. And even then, it's still hard to determine.
Aren't we all on the spectrum?
I would assume that, yeah, most people would be.
And given enough time, I'll be able to identify someone who's manic depressive.
Hey, baby. Come see me? Wow, camera's dark.
But anyways, yeah, he's 29 years old. He's a Korean guy, and he really wants to get more involved with like online communities and stuff. And he is just being autistic is not a bad thing, in my opinion, because there's people that are autistic that are just completely abstract and not able to comprehend with how regular society works. And then they're autistic to the point where their brain makes them hyper valuable in regards to certain subjects, like math, as an example.
There's a podcast out there called the Telepathy Tapes.
Never heard of that. What's that about?
Well, it started out, it goes into all kinds of crazy stuff, but I think it had originally started out with the podcast host was actually studying the relationship between severely autistic or the nonverbal autistic people and their psychic abilities.
Okay. Compare and contrast situation. All right.
I just thought that was an interesting connection that was made.
Nice. Ian.
Interesting.
Very
All
nice.
right, here's a question that I've asked earlier for a lot of people, which is very open-ended. If there were, like, if you were God of the world, dare I even say that, and you could create one new law that had to be enforced, or one law that could no longer exist.
Are we talking legally, or because if I'm God of the world, I think you're talking about physical laws. And that seems awfully complicated to try to figure out how one new physical law is going to be able to successfully interact with every other physical law and still balance the universe. Or vice versa, if I were to take away one of the physical laws, how would everything else still balance out in the universe?
I always love how you...
But if you're just talking legally, I think that'd be a little bit easier to answer.
Yeah, I always appreciate it, Josh, but I wasn't trying to make it as complicated as that. It's just more
Most
of an
people never
open-ended... Fucking A, man.
What law would I change?
Or remove or add. Or even change.
As God of the world, what statute would I alter?
Like you're...
For which country? Or which...
You're super Donald Trump.
So we need
Congress
to...
only gets 2 terms.
All right.
And you have to have another job. That's not your job.
Is that for the U.S. Congress?
Yeah.
So we're really only going to, as God of the world, we're only going to affect legal change for 400 million people in the U.S., and we're just going to say, fuck the other 7 billion people?
Well, what other law is there that
governs the entire world? I'm not sure. I was kind of hoping Andrew would fill me in on some of this.
I think murder might be illegal everywhere, but that's not something that I want to get rid of. You know?
Well, I don't know that you could. Well, the law, I suppose you could get rid of the law of murder, but you couldn't get rid of murder
make
itself.
Murder illegal. No, I'm talking about the law.
Right.
Like, you know.
You could, but you can have a lot more murder that way.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good one to change. I'd do away with the death penalty. Morning.
What's up, John? I think Ona and Chaz got it. New law. No flatties allowed.
No.
No fatties allowed on the beach.
That's a good law.
That seems a tad discriminatory, though. I think they should be allowed. They've just got to wear like a 1920s bathing suit.
Yes.
All right, then how about Ian's no sharing LinkedIn info online?
I'm pretty sure that's already a law.
All right. Don, are you familiar?
I'm pretty sure you can't make a website and just give out information for people's business contact info.
What, nipple boy?
What?
What were you saying?
It's a question. The thought
Go ahead.
process. It's like a group experiment thought process.
Okay.
That if you could, for whatever reason or limited amount of power, you could create a new law that had to be enforced, or remove a law that shouldn't be enforced, or you mean just modify one. What? You only had one option. to do one of those, what would you do? This is the question that my one of my teachers asked a long time ago.
I'm still kind of stuck on chattel slavery. I think that'd be a pretty good one to get rid of.
What is it?
Chattel slavery, taking slaves and treating them like property. Saying this human being is mine and you don't get to tell me what I get to do with my person, my slave. I think if we could get rid of that worldwide, that'd be pretty good.
I have to think about that one.
War. I think if I were president and I were to make a law, I would outlaw war.
Yeah.
And institute world peace.
We're stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna go kill people because you told me to.
Well, that is stupid. So maybe even better, I should preemptively just outlaw stupidity. I think that's my answer. My answer, Andrew.
Oh, come on. That's like...
I'm going to outlaw stupidity. I'm God of the world. Don't you? What? As God of the world, I'm pretty sure I get to do whatever the fuck I want.
No, I said hypothetically, not literally.
Obviously, I'm not going... In this hypothetical, as God of the world, I'm going to hypothetically outlaw stupidity.
Okay.
That way there's no more hate, no more bigotry, no more war, and all that stupid shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
How about this, Andrew?
Remember,
if we're at war and we capture a whole bunch of the enemies, what do we do with them?
we put them in cages.
And just feed them for the rest of their lives? Just take care of them?
Yeah, that's not...
Give them a nice warm bed, 3 warm meals, a nice selection.
Nope.
Make sure they stay out of the rain and all that good stuff. Maybe help them find a job. Maybe integrate them into society. Or should we just kill them? Should they just be dead? Should we say no surrender? We take no prisoners. We're going to kill everybody. Or could, in fact, maybe slavery be moral? Would taking them as slaves, would that be more moral than giving them meals and a bed and a roof over their head and taking care of them for the rest of their life? Would that be more moral than just executing them on the spot?
See, now we're getting complicated.
Well, everybody always has an argument about, the Bible talks about slavery. The Bible tells you how you should treat your slaves. The Bible condones slavery. It encourages slavery. Slavery was justified with the Bible. Well, maybe because there are situations where slavery is the most moral position. Rather than slaughtering an entire village of women and children and men, maybe taking slaves is the more moral position.
Okay, here.
Maybe. I don't.
You're making me dig up some memories at the moment. When I was in this place called Kalsu, which was north of Baghdad in Iraq, I think that's where I was. I didn't really get a lot of memories. Anyways, we had to set up triple strand concertina wire around the entire perimeter, which was miles of it, with these sensors. And once in a while, some of these people would still try to sneak in through the concertina wire, razor wire, and we would obviously catch them very quickly. And then what we would do is put them into these, basically a wooden box with plywood and 2x4s, which was monitored on camera 24 hours a day with armed security. And then from there, we would give them, I wasn't one of the security guys that was associated with them, and nor did I speak Farsi. But they would get 2 meals per day, and they would get a Quran and a prayer type of a rug or something like that, if they requested it. That was it. box. It was pretty secure. I mean, they couldn't break out of it. Even if they did, they'd get shot to death. So when it comes to I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry, I just smoked a bowl. I'll admit it. When it comes to certain options that people have, which one will people choose?
What are you talking about?
I fucking forgot already.
You know, if there's options, which one does a person choose?
I'm fucking high, and I've been awake for way too long. And I ran 6 miles earlier today, so I'm tired. I took a shower, and I was like, oh, fuck, all right. I got stuff to do. And I have to... I'm not even close to going to bed either. That's the fucked up thing. I've got a property inspection tomorrow because I'm refining my property and getting ready to sell this place and do a major remodel and then move. Anyways, that's my life right now, along with being harassed by retards on the internet. Not you guys.
Why are they harassing you? Are you entertaining them somehow?
I talk about electricity sometimes.
I feel like he's just getting rage baited.
Yeah.
It could be. But when they actually find out where I live, work, and the association of my employer, that's a step too far.
I think that's kind of like harassment. You can make a lot of
it
that.
is. Yeah, I already. Yeah, it's the international. No, sorry, the Internet Code Council or whatever the fuck it's called. I've saved on this, and yeah, it's all illegal. And I'm going to enjoy the day that I watch this guy, if I can. I would pay a large amount of money to watch him being, I don't know, with handcuffs on and being duck walked into a prison.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude. Drive the fucking thing.
You're gonna throw him in prison because he gave your information out?
Oh, yeah. I talked about electricity. Yeah. And he didn't agree with me. Therefore, he found out where I work. They go, you're not an instructor. You're not an electrician. I'm like,
do him.
Yeah, it's like if someone says, oh, I'm a truck driver. Oh, well, show me your license. Fuck off. I'm not going to show you that. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's just crazy people out there. Yeah, I don't want them to get inside my head, living free, as the old saying goes. Yeah, living free.
No freedom when you're alive inside my head.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Live free!
And I pretty much, I killed it entirely. I was like, I'm done with it. Just blocked him. And then that happened. So it's sort of like your neighbor.
Go
ahead.
You pissed him off, so he tried to get back at you.
I don't know. Maybe. I just blocked him. And I told him, hey, I'm blocking you because you're a troll. And then that happened. And I was like, all right. I'm going to square off. Not going to work out well. Anyways, I hope everyone in the audience, in the live chat, and everything else, is having a very, very wonderful day. Because that's the most important part of life, in my opinion.
Yes.
Is to be happy.
See, Andrew Laura gave me a nickname too. So I have one too now.
Wait a second. Repeat that. The Lord gave you a nickname,
Yeah, Laura gave me a nickname.
which is
I don't get it.
you can just say. Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yes, I think so. A long time ago.
Okay. There's
I'm
the
very-
one point.
I don't remember it. But
Oh, you gotta go back. It's a classic. Anyways.
Dax Shepard at his finest.
There's the one part, it takes place in the future, 500 years in the future, when society has basically come to a complete collapse because of the unintelligent people have been creating more unintelligent people, and then it just spirals downward into a colossal just nothingness of human civilization.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, this guy, he wakes up, and he was considered to be one of the, using the word stupidest, which is not a proper word, one of the dumbest people alive at the time. And he wakes up 500 years in the future from some sort of a medical-induced coma. And then everyone back in the future has to have a tattoo on their wrist, like right on their, like right by their palm, and it's like a barcode saying who they are. And,
You don't want to be an unscannable.
yeah, you don't want to be an unscannable. Ryan Long, he's one of the few people I've actually met in person. He's pretty cool. He's a cool dude in person. Anyways, when he's getting his tattoo, it's asking, what is your first and last name? He's like, I'm not really sure. And it says, not sure. So that's his name at that point, not sure.
Okay.
Anyways, come on, you haven't seen the movie then?
Oh, I remember some of it, but definitely.
Walter.
That's all I had. That's all I had.
Walter, did you hear that David Allan Coe died?
No, I did not. Oh, shit.
86 years old.
They went out hardcore, I guarantee it.
Who's this?
I don't know.
Who is this? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was about to say the same thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm gonna get bitch slapped through the fucking microphone.
No.
Not sure what name it is.
I don't think most people would necessarily recognize his name. Because
No, you're
most
right.
people
Unless
never
you're
even
into it.
called him by his name.
By his name. Never even did.
Hold on. This is like a trivia thing for me. All right, hold on. Without me looking it up, eyes closed, hands on my knees. I'm gonna say 70s band. Is that right?
Nope.
Oh, I already lost.
Well, like 82, right?
Oh, Lord. I'm so old.
It's okay, so
You're not that old, man. Come on.
you're as old as you feel.
I remember this song on the radio. That's how old I am.
All right. So, okay. 70s incorrect.
Originally, I mean, not like
Decade.
over and over
60s?
and over. Not over and over and over.
60s? What's going on here? David Allan Coe. Don't make me cheat. Come on.
It's just one dude.
Yeah,
He had a top 10 hit that most people would recognize named You Never Even Call Me By My Name. Because the last verse was supposed to have been the perfect country and western song. Because
Well,
it
that
talks
gets you
about
a-
trains
I was drunk.
and trucks and mama
Hey,
and
mama.
prison and getting
Got
drunk.
out of prison.
Play it.
Well, he sat down and wrote another verse to the song, and he sent it to me. And after reading it, I realized that my friend had written the perfect country and western song, and I felt obliged to include it on this album. The last verse goes like this.
Pick up. Good. All together now.
She got run over by a damn old train.
It sounds so much better when both of you are singing it out of tune.
Out of tune and out of time. Hell yeah.
Out of tune and time.
That's how we do shit around here.
What's up here at the Iron Realm?
That's how I lived the last 20 years of my life.
I'm about to say, that's life mission, man. Shit.
The Co's prolific career includes 42 studio albums. That's quite a bit. More than 39. Wow.
With great hits such as Pussy Whipped Again.
No. All right. Play one of his songs.
And for all you metalheads, he did an album with Dimebag Darrell and his brother, Vincent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a story to talk about.
That's because they're all hell-raising cowboys.
I was supposed to be at that concert, too.
I have no idea who you're talking
Dimebag Darrell.
Dimebag
death
Darrell
metal
was
singer.
the lead guitar. Andrew, you're losing so many points this morning. He was one of the most phenomenal lead guitar players in a metal band forever, like ever. He hit in the 90s, 91. He was the lead guitarist for Pantera and then a band called Damage Plan. And unfortunately, he was killed on stage while playing his guitar. But before that happened, he and his brother, Benny Paul, I think even Rex was involved on this album, if I'm not mistaken, the bass player for Pantera. But anyway, they all did an album together.
He was shot
With
to
such
death.
hits as Cowboys Do More Dope, Rebel Meets Rebel. Anyway, I'll stop.
Yeah, he was shot to death because someone, a Marine, active duty Marine, had got himself a handgun into the concert. This is what we were told, at least. And got his way up to the front and shot until he killed. And then I guess it was a murder-suicide situation. Something like that.
That's strange. So you're just going to shoot some random guitar player?
Yeah, no, there was a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, that's all I know about it.
He was allegedly enraged because of Damage Plan being in existence. Dimebag and Dimebag and the rest of the band had tried repeatedly to get their then lead singer, Phil Anselmo, to fucking sit down and write songs for their next album. And he was busy with like outside interests like heroin and being a fucking fiend and a junkie motherfucker, stuff like that. And so instead of that ever happening or him even trying to figure out what to do with the band, Dimebag and his cohorts decided to create something new. They wrote an open letter out into Guitar World or Guitar for the Practicing Musician, one of the guitar magazines, letting Phil know that this was going to happen. And they moved on and made a fucking jamming album called Damage Plan. But apparently this dude was mad about that, and that's why he killed Dimebag. It's all mind control bullshit. He was a triggered agent, and they turned him loose. That's what they do to cause terror and sadness and get their loose everywhere they can.
All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I love
All
it.
righty.
All right, have a good day.
Have a good one. Yep.
Enjoy your weekend. Stay
Take
dry.
it easy there, Josh.
All right, Zack.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even talk about my damn dog.
Love you guys.
Uh-oh. Talk about your damn
Take
dog.
care, Zack.
Well, went to the vet. Was that Wednesday, I guess? Because she'd been coughing and her energy going down, and we just kind of assumed that she was on her last legs. So we'd originally taken her, we're going to take her see about getting like an x-ray and maybe an MRI and see about her chest. We thought maybe it was congestive heart failure. So we took her up there like, well, that's pretty unusual for it to be like congestive heart failure with no other sort of symptoms, things like that. And it could be, but we'll just, if you want, we'll take an x-ray. Said, really the best thing to do would maybe just do up a blood panel and see what's going on, and we'll just go from there. Or if you want, we'll take x-rays. Then if we see something, or if we don't see anything, we'll just go ahead and do a blood panel, and then if we see something, we'll continue that way. So, all right, great. So they took the x-ray, and she came back and she's like, yeah, well, let's change things up a little bit. What we're going to do is I'm going to send this off to a radiologist. I have him look at this a little bit further because I'm seeing stuff on here that I can't necessarily interpret. So apparently it's been at least narrowed down to more than likely it's either a tumor of some sort, a mass between her chest wall and her heart, or it's a mass that has like completely engulfed her heart, or she has a collapsed lung. They can't quite tell by the x-ray, but chances are it's probably going to be one of those three. She says she's had at least once before where she thought it was going to be a large mass, but it was just a collapsed lung. And sometimes dogs can have that upper lobe of their lung collapse and you'd never even notice it. They might feel something a little different, but it's not going to be any behavior that you'll see. They could live a long time with a collapsed lung.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of strange. So anyway, we're still waiting on the results, which will probably be, they'll probably call us back today with the bad news, be my guess. It really seemed like she just didn't want to tell us anything bad in person.
Yeah.
And she'd rather wait and do it over the phone, and this is probably the best way to be able to do it over the phone.
Right. Well, she's human, sometimes it's tough for us to... I wouldn't want to break bad news like that to someone.
No, it'd have to suck. Yeah, well, they don't get bones. We don't give them bones.
No.
Mm-mm.
My buddy's mom, Dottie, she's a veterinarian. And the first time I saw her ever cry was when one of her coworkers came over and said, and gave the diagnostic of it wasn't even her animal, her dog, and said, yeah, we either have to amputate both the legs and potentially do major surgery to remove the cancer, or put her down. And that's like, wow. It's not even a dog that's part of your life. But dogs, animals, they become part of your family.
Yep. Do you know that they're trying to do a law now to make animals like an actual family?
I've never heard about that. I don't know how that would work even.
Yeah, well, I saw a commercial for it, or I saw like a video, or I don't know what I was watching, but I saw it on something. But yeah, they're trying to do that now to make animals a part of our family, because they are.
So if someone's last name is Jones, just hypothetical, and the dog's name is whatever, let's call him Dr. McTiffle, or whatever fuck people choose. So are we allowed to then assign what did I say? Dr. McTiffle?
Yes.
Jones? So then that would go on. By the way, I just made that up just on the fly, so you can use that if you want, okay?
How about Dr. McTiffle Nipple?
Okay, yeah, I mean, smoke a bowl and then wait 20 minutes and smoke another one And then after that,
So had you not had
weird
an
things
animal
come to your
taken to the
mind.
vet, Andrew?
Yes, sir. What?
Have you not taken an animal to the vet? Just wondering.
Unfortunately, I've had to. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's usually how it goes there. I mean, there's nothing like hearing somebody call out Blackie Lawless Johnson, and you get to raise your hand
It's
up.
my cat and 2 dogs.
Righto.
One had cancer. The other one had something that the veterinarian said was probably cancer because he was in so much pain. He was an American Pit Bull. He was like one of the smartest dogs I've ever had. And yeah, he wasn't able to coordinate anymore. To the point he was like walking into walls and stuff like that. So we did what we thought was right. Because my longest friend, Brian, his mom, Dottie, she's a veterinarian. And she said, yeah, this is, if you don't put him down, he's going to end up going into more pain than he's currently in. And then Josie, a border collie, her back legs gave out. And she couldn't stand up. And I mean, she was still very, very wise and intelligent and coherent. But she couldn't stand up anymore. And she was just, dare I say, vulgarities. She was pissing and shitting all over the place. And even though she was super happy, she couldn't do anything. So that was the choice.
That's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. Now, on the other side of what you were talking about, Dawn, I also saw something go by where they're trying to limit the number of animals a family can have.
Maybe that's why
Somewhere.
they're trying to make
Yeah, I'll have to see what's what. I don't know. I kind of scan through my history here, but I'm not seeing a video, so it may have been something in my news feed, which would take even longer.
Mm-hmm. And that's probably why. Okay, well, they can be a part of your family, but you can only have like Chinese people, like you can only have like one kid or something. I heard before. That's probably what they're trying to do. Like, oh, come on, now you can only have like 2 of them then if they're your family.
So apparently, Illinois lets courts consider a companion animal's well-being in divorce cases. In New York, court recently recognized dogs as immediate family members in a specific legal context. These changes usually do not mean pets become human family members in every legal sense. More often, the law is changing in limited areas like divorce, custody, emotional harm claims, and animal welfare protection. That's the quickest look up Google Smooch I could do it. But most places still consider animals property. Now let me see about the other side.
You know, animals like pets or radiators trying to get them out. You know how to fix. I don't even know how to do that.
So apparently already many U.S. cities cap households at 3 to 6 dogs or cats, sometimes with a total pet limit, like 4 dogs and 4 cats max, or 4 animals total, or whatever. But there's about 30 states that have no statewide limit. Instead, the rules come from city or county ordinances, or parish, if you live in my little tiny country.
See, now I'm right. So they are trying, like, there's people that are trying to do this. or already have. Right?
There you go. Walnut, Mark Walnut Productions there, sorry. My dog Bruce was killed by a false accuser while I was detained. Case was dismissed, but the damage was done. Dog only considered property. Then the accuser went on to assault a child, steal, and much other abuse. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when it is said like that, because I don't know the exact legal precedence that how it moves forward, but police dogs are highly trained. And if you shoot and kill a police dog, I think they treat it the same way as shooting a person of law enforcement. It's very similar, I believe.
That's what I've always heard.
And also shooting military dogs as well, which are trained pretty much the same way as police dogs. And ultimately, if someone is 180 pounds or more and a dog attacks you, it's not hard to defend yourself. They only have like one or two attacks they can do. And say again?
What do you mean? I didn't understand.
If a dog is going to be snarling against you, you can tell. You know, their upper lips, and you know, they're showing you their teeth. Yeah, that means they're ready to attack you. You can see like the stance they get into, meaning they're going to be ready to lunge at you. And as a human, we can recognize that. I was trained on this, like when I was in the military, and they said, yeah, if you're in that situation, yeah, odds are you're going to get injured. But the odds is that you can kill the animal before it kills you.
Of course, yeah.
I'm not happy to say that, but that's what I was trained in. I've never had to do that.
You're gonna kill me, I'm gonna kill you first.
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit. Even if it was my own dog. Like rabies or whatever, which is a different conversation, but yeah, it's like it's your life versus their life. And
I hate movies where there's still rabies. Oh my god, they make me cry. Yeah. I can't watch those.
I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But there are certain ways to defend yourself versus other people, and it's going for the vital parts of the humans and the animals, where the pain receptors are the most. And after that, adrenaline has no effect.
I watched a video not long ago of some guys trying to make an arrest. He didn't want to cooperate, so the canine officer, didn't let the dog go, just held on to the dog, but still used it as a weapon. Was like sicking it on the guy, just making sure he could get a nice good hold of his leg or whatever it was, and the guy bent down and tried to bite the dog. Tried to bite the dog back. Yeah. So then they just proceeded to beat the shit out of him.
That would work very well, would it?
I mean, I don't know. It might. Like you said,
well, and mine, I think his bite is way worse than yours.
Yeah. It's like trying to kick a donkey or something. It's like, well, it's not going to work out very well for you.
Well, it depends on what the purpose of the bite is. Like if you're only biting the dog to make sure the dog lets go of biting your leg, then that's an effective bite. If that's what happens, you're not trying to kill the dog by biting its ear, right? You just want it to yelp and feel it and let go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas the dog is probably biting for a completely different reason.
I've never had to deal with this, but my buddy's mom, Dottie, the veterinarian, because we had a pit bull. That
10-minute
For
warning.
somebody who's so anti-doc, you sure have thrown a lot of names around this morning, Andrew. Just say.
He's passed away.
So let him try to sue me.
Well, what she was telling us as we were raising him is you have to be the commander of it. And my dad already knew about this because he raised dogs his entire life. And he would be out in the backyard just mowing the lawn, and then the dog, my brother named him Scruffy. He would be like super aggressive against the lawnmower, and my dad would stop the lawnmower as I was out there and tackle him to the ground, basically saying, I'm in command and you're not. And it only took a couple times for that to happen. And then Scruffy would be out there just watching the lawnmower as everyone else was using it. We had a pretty big backyard. But showing command over certain aggressive animals are going to...
Yeah, sometimes that's all you can do. It was very unfortunate that my sister had dogs that had become pretty unhinged between being trapped in a house during Hurricane Katrina and all floating around in a one-room apartment on a mattress while my sister watched the water rising outside her windows because she was a hospital personnel and couldn't be evacuated. She had to be there for emergency purposes. And then they got like really more crazy on the trip in the car, being left and trying to get to the house. And it was a whole thing. By the time they got to my house, they were pretty nuts and very aggressive. And the more alpha of them being a pit bull was very aggressive. And I did my best to be patient and deal with it as best I could, knowing the full situation. And then he nipped my mom. And I put him down and took his throat in my hand and put my mouth down by it and let him know that I would fucking destroy him if he ever touched my mother again. And after that, he was a docile little puppy around Walt. I felt terrible about it, but, I mean, he hurt my mom.
That's what you guys do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens. And it was my responsibility at the point where I decided to go ahead and adopt another pit bull. I forget what we named him. And one day he got out, and he knew the area very well because I used to take him on runs all the time. You know, back when I was in really I'm still in pretty good shape. Well, I can outrun a dog, let's put it that way. But he got to know the neighborhood very well. One day he got out, and the one of the neighbors, like around down the road, said that he got out and ate their cat. And I was like, there's no way. And then I guess he just came back home, and I looked at him, and it was like, yep, he ate the fucking cat. So at that point, he was considered an adoption animal. I think he was maybe like 5 years old at the time when we adopted him, or when I adopted him. And yeah, the neighbor saw it happen. He had blood and hair all over the fucking place. And we unfortunately had no choice legally other than to have 2 needles stuck into him. And
They do that. I had one that did that. Oh my god. She didn't really get that aggressive until a cat scratched her nose, and then she hated cats. So we kept her away from cats. But she was outside once. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. But
no,
we
it's
were
okay.
out, and she saw a stray cat, She climbed it wasn't like a tree, but when trees get all viney, she climbed like the vine to get to this cat. I think she killed it. I really do. It was awful. I was crying. But yeah, we had to get her too. It was sad. Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
She was a pit bull. She was
It's sad to see these things known as animals, and we're animals as far as I'm aware. It's a different type, but things that we consider family, things that actually learn the language and behaviors of the people they're living around, and they become very protective. Very protective. And then all of a sudden something bad happens.
Yeah, no, you saying that, I was pregnant at the time too. And she would growl at things across the street. You know what I mean? Like she was very protective.
Oh, I've heard about that, yeah. The animals, they know, because like there's pheromones that they can sense that humans can't.
Yeah. I mean, I was thankful, like I knew when that she was with me, nobody was me, but at the same time, you go killing things just because you want. I don't know. We gave it to this lady, and she supposedly was good with animals. We told her about the cat thing. She said, "No, don't let her around cats. You'll be fine as long as you do not let her around any cats." What does this lady go do? Said, "Oh, I thought we would be friends." We told you that she's not going to be friends with any. She's going to kill it. And she killed her cat. We told you this. Why didn't you listen?
Yeah, there are cats and dogs. Cats get bigger than dogs. And
Cats get bigger than dogs?
oh, fuck yeah, they do.
Some cats get bigger than some dogs.
Right.
True.
Okay, how about, let's just say, what is the classification of a lion? Is that feline?
Well, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then the largest dog that currently exists, as far as I know, is an Irish wolfhound.
Oh, I thought it was one of those were beasts they created in the lab not long ago.
What the fuck?
What was it? Wire hound? What the fuck? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it was they did the one from that TV show.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Werehounds or some shit.
All right.
Dire hounds. Dire wolf.
Dire wolf, some shit.
Cats and felines, they're individual hunters versus pack hunters like dogs. And I think it's interesting because they're pack hunters, but cats are way more aggressive when they need to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Cats are more
But aside from that, they're chill. I know it's kind of weird to say that, but it's true. I mean, I've gone up and I've pet a bobcat and a lion and a tiger before. As long as you don't have the sense of fear, I guess they can sense fear for some reason.
Or blood. Or catnip.
Or something like that. Yeah, as long as you have a genuine curiosity and just loving the animal and wanting to engage with it, then in my experience, nothing happened.
I dropped a little catnip for y'all there in the chat. Enjoy.
But I think it's about that time, so I'm going to shut up.
I'll drop some here. I'll drop some here for us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Andrew. Love you guys. You were talking about nips earlier. You should watch that video.
Nips?
Nips.
What? Male nips or female nips?
She was talking about popping her love cherry in front of everybody.
Oh!
That's my new nickname of him.
Cherry popper and nipple boy.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Not just this morning, but the whole rest of the week. And we look forward to next week as well. Because the plan is to come back. That's the plan. So you guys have a great weekend. Be good, be well, do good and do it well. Happy Friday, TGIF. Fuck, I'm ready. Don't forget that we love you. Bye-bye.